Welcome back to another episode of Undiagnosed Baddie, your favorite daily 10-minute podcast, hosted by me, your girl, BellaThaGawd. Let's get into some things right away. The topic of today: would y'all move cities to live with your partner? Gabby Gabs is asking that. And I'm saying no, straight up and down, no. Even if it's in the same state, I'm saying no, don't do that. And that's as a woman. That is as a woman giving up her friends, her family, her community to go live with a man. 9 times out of 10, the man is saying, hey, I'll pay for everything. Just move here. I want to be with you. I love you so much. And then when you do, it becomes a controlling situation. Everything isn't, 100%. So we'll say 9 times out of 10. We might say 9.5 times out of 10 that when we see women share their experiences moving for a partner, word partner was used, not husband, not wife. And although that falls under that realm, the word partner was specifically used, so we're going to go with that. Your partner. I know a lot of people in relationships, even when they are engaged, start to build that life as if we are together when there's nothing finalized. Even when you're in a marriage, people change, life changes, you grow every day. When you are in a marriage, one of the things that I've learned being in long term relationships is that you have to adapt to who your person no longer wants to be and who they want to blossom into. When you move cities for a partner and you drop all of your stuff, you're leaving your individuality and your comfort zone to move wherever, right? For whatever reason, let's just say they have the better job, they have everything going on. What have they done, even if you're considering it, right? What have they done to include you in their life in that area thus far versus, yeah, just fly out, we'll go out to eat, we'll do this, we'll do that. You meet a few friends, but are you given the opportunity to come out for a week or two to start to see if you like the city, to see if you, city, town, wherever, right? City, town, state, to see if you are able to, get the job that you like, the distance that you like. So I always say part of a quality of life is living a short distance from your job. You moving out there, does that continue to help you blossom into the person that you are, that you want to be, that you want to continue to be? Um, and what I often find out, what I've seen through various, I know y'all are going to be like, oh, through various stories on TikTok, threads, documentaries, when someone gives up their life and moves, that other person becomes so secluded. I need some water so bad. I am so sorry, y'all. That other person tends to become secluded. It's like your entire life is about this person starting over anew. Now, what I would say, if you're going to move cities for a partner, and logically it doesn't make sense. I would say not even logically, financially it doesn't make sense. Logically, knowing what we know, it makes sense to move to that city and be in your own space. But you're moving to that city to be with that person, right? So again, what has that person in that other city done to get you to start to become, to adapt to a lifestyle? What has actually been talked about to say, oh, okay, I know I might need you working or you need to go back to work, but you do need time to be outside and acclimate your schedule. Are you going to be working out? Are you going to be doing this? Like now it's like we're in each other's faces 24/7. So also what does that look like? Being in someone's space. I know people say, "Oh, I'll clean out a few drawers or I'll do this and I'll do that." I think it's very I don't think sacred is the word. If y'all know the word I'm talking about, cuz I'm going to finish this thought, put it in the comments. But it's very sacred to start anew with a new mattress, with significant others. It's very important to start anew in a new space. So even if you do move to their city, right? I don't think you should be moving into their home unless it's like a purchased condo, purchased house, purchased property. I think that you should say, okay, let's find, even if it's in the same building, we're going into a new space. Let's let this energy be ours versus this energy be yours. When you go to have deep conversations with people, sometimes it's easier to have them outside. Not, don't come to my house to talk about it. I'm not going to come to your house to talk about it, because that gives home team advantage of being comfortable, whatever. But you can get the fuck out, all that, right? Home team advantage. What you want to do is come into a neutral space. My thought, no matter what I say, is no, don't fucking do it. Why can't we find a new city to live in? Why can't we start a new life somewhere else? But again, like I said, if that's something that you're going to do, I truly think that it needs to be a totally new space. Don't move into his apartment. Don't move into her apartment. Don't move into their apartment. Find something new. Let it be something special for you all to come together, design together. Even though a lot of stuff will probably be coming from both, but the collaboration is something that I think where the person whose home city it is doesn't feel, again, like they have total control, total power over the situation. You see so many people move, it not work out because, one, you're not used to being around that person 24/7. That's why I said, what does the transition period look like when it comes to moving cities to live with someone? What does that look like? And sometimes you can't afford to not work. Sometimes the stressors of a new job, of flying, the expense of moving, what does that put on the couple? You not knowing that I love to bed rot. If I have downtime, baby, I'm going to, and not necessarily rot, I should say. I love a nap. I love a good nap. If anybody says, tell me something that you know about Bella, you can confidently stand up and say, Bella loves to take naps, right? And sometimes what I am able to do, piddle paddle around my house and do, roll over in the middle of the night, laugh on my phone, send TikToks and Instagrams and threads and all kind of things to him, to y'all. It's just like, I can't do that when I live with somebody. And I know that's kind of sort of off topic, but that's also why I like to live by myself. At the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, I don't mind, like, I don't want to say I don't ever want to live with a man, but there's very high expectations, standards, and understanding that have to come with living with me. I like the idea of us living either next door to each other, some type of penthouse, and or a space where we both can have our own room, because those days where when I'm sick, you can still lay in your bed, or when I want to, when I wake up, I'm in the perimenopause. I'm in menopause. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I be up. That's why I love to nap, because I'm up at the wildest times of the day or night, depending on how you say it. But it's just like the things that I do when I'm by myself. Are you okay with that now that I live with you? People don't like that. You have to be so considerate living with someone else. I always say, I think I've said it in another episode not too long ago, I think it's in the 170s, you need to be able to live on your own before you live with someone else. And a lot of people can't do that. That doesn't include helping your mom pay for bills. That doesn't include living in the basement. That doesn't include, having roommates. You need to be able to enjoy living on your own. And then you will see that it's not going to be worth flying across the country and living somewhere else. Again, if you do choose to move cities, move into your own place or move into a new place together. Nobody needs to live, you don't need to move into someone's home. The energy of the past is there. The energy of dominance is there. And yeah, my final answer is no. It's a no for me, dog. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it the traditional way if you're going to do it. Live your life. But who am I? BellaThaGawd, that's who I am. This is Undiagnosed Baddie. I'm having so much fun doing this. I hope y'all are enjoying this. Yes. Till next time. Where we at? We got 6 seconds left. Okay. Shout out to me because I'm doing this shit, y'all.